everyone, welcome back to XSP Green Monster channel. I'm back here with the truck and I'm going to be installing that trans cooler finally. So before it, like I said, it was running into something, so now I'm going to actually take this all apart and we're going to get that installed. So I'm going to get right into it. You guys already watched me take off the grill, so I'm just going to zip that off. Fast forward, I'll just take it off and you will see me when I've got this off and I'm down to taking off the current trans cooler. Okay, so here we go. We've got the grill off. Now I'm just going to remove this. Place a catch for liquid underneath, just to make sure, since these will leak. And we got these bolts, but first I need to loosen these lines. And those are a 3/4 inch, I believe. So first thing you gotta do is you gotta pop off those little plastic casings on the bottoms of the A&N fittings. And you can just press on it with the edge of the wrench. They pop right off. And then you can fit your wrench in there. And I need to go the other way. There we go. Okay, so now once you have that all done, you're going to take a 10mm for these trucks, and then you can remove the actual trans cooler. So you got this bracket up here, which just has these little clips that sit on it. That's the top piece. And the bottom piece, it just simply bolts right to. All 10mm. I'll just set that down in a catch can, and now we can begin mocking up the rest of this. I know that I'm going to need to cut out a portion of this to fit the new trans cooler. Okay, so as you can see, this is the new trans cooler. I'm running into this issue where it's hitting this when I try and mount it. So I've just been trying to kind of figure out how I want to mount it. I might actually end up just going right here to the side of it and cutting out some of this plastic piece down here. But I think that that will fit. And if I take the little stoppers, they're going to run behind it. I'm thinking it's going to be far enough off. Yeah, so that should work right about there. The only thing that's going over that is the grill, which should have plenty of clearance. So I think that's where we're going to run it, is just kind of to the side, so I shouldn't have to do too much cutting. Just a little bit right down here, and then that'll be it. And all those lines I should just be able to move over if I take them out of their clips. So they should line up pretty well. What? Alright everyone, so we're just working on figuring out the placement of this. We got everything cut up. So, it's See, that's what I'm trying to figure out. How far left can we put these so that they're going to be easy for us to get the shit on?
You can do it on the inside of this one. Just run it down this side of the copper tube. The right side, yeah. That'll work. Sorry. Maybe we need to be slightly higher, I think.
Right there. Let's see. There's a little gap right there. I think it fit.
Probably at the pretty much the very bottom.
Right there. Okay. So, where do we need to be?
About that level, but we need to pull these out so I can slide this in and then push these through.
Oh, you pulled it out way too far. Where's that rubber stopper?
Good question. It didn't hit the floor. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's probably right here in the bottom side of the bumper. Nope. Where'd it go?
I have no idea. Where the hell did it go?
Probably should have snapped that back on because I'm not supposed to do it anyway. Oh, that's cool. Oh! Is it on the ground? Oh, it is.
Where is it, Matt?
Right there. Okay, so I control push these back.
Okay. But these ones probably need to be vertical so they don't hit on the edge.
So...
No, it needs to be more lift because that's to clear that little ridge. Okay. Alright, so I'm not sure when the camera cut off, but we're basically putting these little things in there and they're like zip ties and we have to sandwich it to the back of my condenser. So we dropped a couple of them and we're trying to find them right now. It's pretty
solid.
So but we
don't
want to get them.
If we don't find
that was a really bad idea.
It's not the end of the world.
Yeah, so now I just gotta find them and I'll turn back on when we do get them. Alright, so turns out we're actually gonna do a review on this grabber now because we need to use it. So we're gonna wait. I need more. I cannot see anything with where that light is.
How about that?
That looks good.
About as good as it's gonna get. So nice. Works great for leaves.
Oh yeah, it does.
They would be further in. Nope. They're gonna be about this far in. Aha!
Aha!
One of them. Find the other one.
Okay, so I know it's a little loud, but we just got to take off these two 10mm bolts to remove this bracket so we can actually do it, and then we're just going to connect them, and it should all be good.
Should. Very key word. One way.
No, it's not.
Wait. I can't tell which way the flicks are responding. Oh, okay. But it's what? Piece of shit. Toss it. We don't want that anyway.
Is it the right AN fitting?
I don't know. Little do you realize, I actually don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Is that gonna work?
actually...
Okay, so everything's installed now. It's still a little loose, but at some point I'm gonna hard mount it, so I'm not too worried about that right now. So I'm gonna start up the truck, we're gonna let it fill, and we're gonna let the truck warm up and fill up the transmission with some spare fluid. Alright, so we just finished up. All we did was tighten up the fittings on it, which is a bit of a pain in the ass because you have to get the A&N fittings aligned with the female A&N fittings on the NPT fittings. Sorry, not A&N fittings. The NPT fittings aligned, and since this is a bigger cooler, it's a little bit more difficult to get everything aligned, but the lines are pretty easy bend, so you just bend them. Right now it's soft mounted, so it has a bit of play, which I'm fine with. I just need to get it on here so I can drive back up to Moscow tomorrow. Eventually I'm going to hard mount it. You can kind of see in here that it's at an angle. It's not straight up and down, but it fits pretty well in here. This is definitely the biggest cooler that it could have fit in the Suburban. It's like hitting right here. So yeah, that's about it for this one. It's all filled up. I might have a small leaking problem, but I'm going to figure that out. We'll see. I'll just have to run it, and when I get back to Moscow, we'll see if there's any oil on it, and then I'll just watch it as I'm driving up. So that's basically what we're going to do. Matt was here to help with it, as usual, since I'm home, gotta hang out with him. And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a big thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next one.